HMS Grimsby was a sloop of the British Royal Navy, the lead ship of her class. Grimsby was built in the 1930s, entering service in 1934. Serving most of her pre-war service at Hong Kong, Grimsby was deployed on convoy escort duties along the east coast of the Britain and in the Mediterranean Sea during the Second World War, and was sunk by dive bombers off Tobruk on 25 May 1941. Construction and design. On 1 November 1933, the British Admiralty placed orders with Devonport Dockyard for two sloops, Grimsby and Leith, the first of a new class named after Grimsby that was eventually to number 8 ships built for the Royal Navy, 4 for the Royal Australian Navy and 1 for the Royal Indian Marine. The Grimsby class, while based on the previous Shoreham class, was intended to be a more capable escort vessel than previous sloops, and carried a more powerful armament. Grimsby was 266 feet 3 inches long overall, with a beam of 36 feet and a draft of 9 feet 6 inches at deep load. Displacement was 990 long tons standard, and 1,355 long tons full load. The ship was powered by 2 geared steam turbines driving 2 shafts, fed by 2 Admiralty 3-drum boilers. This machinery produced 2,000 shaft horsepower and could propel the ship to a speed of 16.5 knots. The ship had a range of 6,000 nautical miles at 10 knots. Two 4.7-in Mark 9 guns were mounted fore and aft on the ship's centerline, as the 4.7-inch guns were low-angle guns, not suited to anti-aircraft use. A single QF 3-inch 20 hundredweight anti-aircraft gun was mounted in B position. 4 3-pounder saluting guns and 8 machine guns completed the ship's gun armament. The ship could be fitted for minesweeping and minlaying as well as escort duties. The ship had a crew of 103 officers and men. Grimsby was laid down on 23 January 1933, launched on 19 July that year and completed on 17 May 1934. Service. Following commissioning and work-up, Grimsby was deployed to the China Station, being based at Hong Kong, carrying out patrols along the coast of China seeking to deter piracy. Grimsby remained on the China Station until 1939, her regular duties being punctuated by periodic dockings at Hong Kong or Singapore for refit and repair. Grimsby, along with the cruiser Dorsetshire and the American cruiser Marblehead, were present at Tsingtao in eastern China on 10 January 1938, when the city was occupied by Japanese forces. Grimsby underwent a more major refit at Singapore between February and July 1939, after which she was transferred to the East Indies Station, which was responsible for operations in the Indian Ocean, Persian Gulf and Red Sea. Following the outbreak of the Second World War, Grimsby returned to the United Kingdom, joining the Rosyth Escort Force, and escorting convoys on the east coast of the United Kingdom, mainly between the Firth of Forth and the Thames estuary. Grimsby was refitted at Leith in April 1940, and was then sent overseas, joining the Red Sea Escort Force at the end of May 1940, escorting convoys between Aden and Suez through to March 1941. At the end of March, Grimsby transferred to the Mediterranean, carrying out convoy escort duties, including escorting troop convoys to Greece. Germany invaded Greece on the 8th of April, and soon managed to overwhelm the Greek and British Commonwealth forces, with the British deciding to evacuate mainland Greece on the 21st of April. The evacuation operation known as Operation Demon, was carried out by naval forces under the command of Vice Admiral Henry Pridham Whiphale, including Grimsby. On the 26th of April, the British steamer Scottish Price was damaged by German bombers, and Grimsby, along with the destroyer Vampire, towed Scottish Prince to Souda Bay, Crete on the 27th of April. Grimsby and the Netley Protector then towed the damaged transport HMS Glenarm from Kisamo Bay, Crete to Alexandria. On the 25th of May 1941, Grimsby and the trawler Southern Maine were escorting the tanker Helka to besiege Tobruk. It was customary for the RAF to provide fighter cover for such convoys along the North African coast, but this was not provided on the day, and 7 Junkers Ju-87 dive bombers of the Italian 239A Squadriglia attacked the convoy, sinking Heckler and damaging Grimsby. A second attack by Ju-87s of the German ISDG-1 later in the day sank Grimsby, killing 11 of Grimsby's crew at the cost of 1 Ju-87 shot down. Citations